estate professional. I am a licensed real estate professional. I'm actually a real estate broker, and it is our job to assist the buyer in locating the property. Today, I kind of have up down payment assistance is the bridge, and I'm going to talk to you all a little bit about utilizing down payment assistance with your purchase. So often, what the market has out there, many people do not believe that there is going to be an opportunity for them to acquire a home because the market prices are so expensive. So I'm just going to talk to you all about the power of down payment assistance. Some of you know that HAR has down payment resource as an app on the program on the HAR site, and that will give you exposure to all of the down payment assistance that are available to you. Now, the beauty of this is you get to sort it by location. So if you have an address that you'd like to plug in, you can plug in that property address, and what it will do is it'll give you all of the down payment assistance programs that are relevant to that specific property address. And you can just find that on HAR. These are the steps to home ownership: housing counseling, real estate professional, and a lender partner. Those are your most integral parts. Of course, you'll have an inspector and appraiser and some other individuals, but the housing counselor is who would give you that home buyer education certificate. So that's going to give you the key or the ticket to the down payment assistance. In addition to FSS, if you have not enrolled in FSS, and you're not ready to buy a house today, I strongly encourage everyone to enroll in FSS. I'm a proponent for FSS. It gives you the tools that you need to be successful, and not just with home ownership, but post-closing. So this is pre and post. If you need to get prepared for home ownership, FSS is there. If you're interested in home ownership, FSS is there. Post-purchase, FSS is good, they're still there. So that's a great tool for you to utilize. This is the housing counselors. So you can go on to the HUD's website and just get a list of housing counselors. But what I also know about FSS is FSS will give you a list of approved partners, whether that be lenders, appraisers, and HUD counseling agencies. That class, it must be an 8-hour class. So it's an 8-hour home buyer education class that you have to enroll in and get a certificate. And with that certificate, you can utilize it for your down payment assistance programs. The approval letter is different from, the approval letter from a lender is different from your approval letter from the down payment assistance program. Please make sure that you know and understand that. And the reason that I want to make sure that everyone understands that is, one, they look different. That's the first piece. The second part is they both mean two different things. Just because you have an approval with the lender does not mean that you qualify for the down payment assistance. So the down payment assistance letter will indicate that what you qualify for, what program you qualify for, and how much you actually qualify for. So those are two important points. You will hear advertisements that down payment assistance is up to $150,000, and that is accurate. But are you looking to buy in the city? Are you looking to buy in the county? So where are you looking to purchase is going to determine which down payment assistance program you move forward with. The property tour, it is going to look a little bit different for you guys. Why? Because we're incorporating HHA, and we're also incorporating down payment assistance. Now, I say that with an assumption that everyone is going to utilize down payment assistance, because I urge you to. You have one chance to do that, and that's when you're a first-time home buyer. You can't double back and use most of these programs on your second home. This is reserved for you for your first home. So why not use it when it's here? And if we don't use it, we lose it. Your property tour is going to be very similar to that when you were on the rental voucher, where the home must pass HQS. So that's another important component to understand and to know. Where do we find this money? Everybody wants to know, where's the money? And I wish that I was in front of y'all, because where's the free money? Now, I say free money, but y'all, let's be real. Is anything in life free? The answer to that is no. Why are they giving you this assistance? It's not because they think that you're cool. It is because if we provide you with the assistance in order to be able to purchase a home, guess what you get to do every year? You get to then pay taxes on it, on a home that otherwise wasn't receiving it, right? So some of these funds are reserved to help stimulate the economy and stimulate areas. Some of the areas that give more money are located inside low to moderate income communities. But there are funds reserved for areas that are the opportunity areas as well. If you are curious, you can scan that QR code. That QR code takes you directly to Down Payment Resource. When you get in there, just play with it and plug in your personal address and see what programs are available to you with that address. Now, if you're looking for a home in another area and you know the address, you can plug in that address and it'll give you all of the down payment assistance programs that are available to you in that area. Which takes me to my next point, is that when working in these programs, be sure that your team understands the resources that are provided to you. If you're working with an individual that is not familiar with down payment assistance and or not familiar with HHA, it could pose an issue. So you want to be sure that they're either one, willing to obtain all the training that is necessary, or two, they don't need the training, they're already familiar. Resources. And y'all see down at the bottom that I said, Google is not your answer. We can obtain a lot of things via Google and or social media. However, if you plugged in, did anybody try the link? I think everyone's on mute, but did anyone try the down payment resource link? There are hundreds of down payment assistance programs that will show up. With that being said, that is a lot to go through, number one. And then number two, how do you know if you qualify for each one of them? Google and Down Payment Resource will tell you what's all available, but it will not tell you how to navigate through the process. Now, this is, if anyone has heard AMI, which is area median income. LMI is low to moderate income. So if someone's giving you all of these terms and you're not familiar with it, don't be afraid, ask. So often, and you do it in your own career, you get so caught up in your day-to-day, you start throwing out all these acronyms and expect other people to understand what you mean. Well, if you don't know it, then you should ask. And that is the purpose of your real estate professional. I'm a Texas Affordable Housing Specialist, so I am required to know all of this. But there will be other agents that may not be a Texas Affordable Housing Specialist, and just because they're not doesn't mean that you can't ask them what these terms mean. But area median income is how it's determined. If you're 80% area median income, it determines the down payment assistance programs you qualify for versus being 120% area median income, because they do differ. Now, I'm going to show you guys quickly because I don't know how much time I have, but I do want to make sure that I show this to you guys. And this is an HHA. Okay, Jordan's like, make sure you drill it in, get it in. This is an HHA client. So now let's look at an actual profile. This is a buyer profile. So a buyer came to me and their income was $2,738 per month. There's two people in their household. They wanted to live in Katy and they were only approved for $220,000. Raise your hand if you think that exists. Yep, I see no hands. Oh, I see one hand. Jordan said it exists. So that is accurate. There wasn't a house in the Cypress or Katy area for $220,000. Now, mind you, their max income is $2,738. So we're going to put together how we were able to make this work for them. This is their house and their sales price. Sales price is $295,000, which by per nature, we're back on that 1% rule. So a house at $295,000 is what, a $2,900 mortgage. But I just said that their monthly income is $2,700. So how in the world are they going to be able to afford this house? Well, they utilize the Harris County Single Family New Home Construction Program. This program reduced their sales price by 45%. I'm looking across this Meets, and I know I don't use it often, but I do not see everybody super excited about a 45% discount. Imagine you are looking for a dress for an event, and you walk into Macy's. The first place you go is to where? The sales rack. At least that's what I do. So imagine this program being the equivalent of the sales rack at Macy's, okay? It's a 45% discount on the sales price of the home. Full closing cost assistance, mortgage buy down, up to $35,000 in down payment assistance, and it's need-based. The buyer must be 80% area median income. Their front end ratio cannot exceed 39%, where back end ratio is 42%. Still, it's not really making sense how this happened, right? So, their discount was $72,176. This is an actual letter. It creates a second lien on the property, but this is an actual letter from the new home construction program. This was their monthly payment. Of that payment, let's talk about how much they paid. Well, I guess I had to give you guys the resources first. This is everything that they used. They used the Harris County New Home Construction. They used Covenant Community Capital, which I'm sure you have received that. If you're in FSS, you've received this as a resource. Covenant Community Capital is an IDA matching program. You put in $1, they match you with $1. Housing Choice Voucher, and they also use MCC. To date, MCC is, they don't have funds. The only one that has funds is Seth. So if you're buying in Willis, Montgomery County, there are funds for MCC. They did all of that combined, and her monthly payment is $864. I feel like I just did a math trick. I saw somebody say, wow. Angela, did you just say wow? Finally, I get some. Yeah, y'all believe me? That $864. Okay. I think the $864 is what got them. Before they were like, girl, whatever, what are you talking about? That's what I'm talking about. And now it's time for the questions.